Hello, my name is Craig Resnick, Vice President, ARC Advisory Group. I'm here at ARC's annual forum in Orlando, Florida for 2013. My special guest today is Don Pearson, Chief Strategy Officer for Inductive Automation. Good morning. How you doing today, Don?
Great. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're able to come to the forum this year. Talk about a key initiative of your company that you've taken to improve the value proposition you're providing your customers in 2013.
Well, I guess, Craig, what I'd say one of the key initiatives we've been involved in is something that we're calling the Module Marketplace. And we actually launched it here at the Forum 2013. And the idea behind the Module Marketplace is really to involve all of our users in the process of the development and creation of more value for our other users. So the idea of the marketplace was we would take the user community and we would provide them through the Ignition platform from Inductive Automation. We'd provide them the platform, the communication structure, the infrastructure, so that they could take their subject matter expertise and they could develop third-party solutions, modules, and put them on our marketplace and basically make them available to users across the world. What we found is that we have a core competency, and that core competency is to develop the software that empowers them to be able to do the solutions they need inside their own enterprises. But they have core competencies, they have subject matter expertise. And if we can unleash that expertise, they don't have to take 10 years, if you will, to build the organizational structure and the technology infrastructure to be able to reach a marketplace. So with the Module Marketplace, I think about it, I guess, just like the device that probably you and I both have in our pocket right now that we, maybe we read email on it, maybe we, look at sports scores, find a parking place in Washington, D.C., that smartphone. Well, somebody had an interest in creating something called an application that they thought we might use. They put it on the platform and made it available around the world. Think of the Ignition platform with Inductive Automation as that smartphone in this industry. Third-party developer comes, could be Ignition module, but it's somebody else's module. They make it available. You're interested as a user anywhere in the world. You try it, download it, and basically, if a few clicks of the mouse later, you have it on your system and you're using it. So we believe that initiative actually has the ability to have a significant transformational effect on the industry.
Speaking of transformations, one thing that I'm sure your company has gone through, all your customers have gone through, is for the last several years, we went into a very deep recession in 2009. We've seen, coming out of it slowly. Your company, I know, is doing very, very well. But what have you learned from this very past recession? What have your customers learned from your perspective, and how's that going to affect managing your business going forward?
That's actually, I think, a very key question that any company better be asking themselves. I will say, though, we were in the beginning of putting our platform together and working on our platform very deeply into it when the recession hit. So we were already on a path, if you will, Craig, to put together a software platform, a business model, a licensing model that we felt would work in any economic circumstances. What the recession did, I think it accelerated our necessity level. We had a higher level of necessity to get our development moving forward and to get things out and do everything we could to make it right the first time. Because really what you're looking at is you're looking at a situation where through that period of time we doubled every year and we're still doubling. So great, we're happy about that. But if you think about it, maybe you call it, I don't know, call it dumb luck or call it serendipity or call it just a very fortunate unintended consequence. The recession for us turned out to be an opportunity. And I've heard it said even at this conference, people talking about taking that kind of a crisis and turning it into opportunity. So what we've done, I think, is just really, if anything else, we've said, you know what, we better see that our strategy is sound. We better stick to our strategy. It has been working. Let's stay the course, continue to listen to our customers, and continue to move our development forward pretty much with the same business model that we started with. Because ultimately, if you think about the model, we develop a license by the server model. So we're giving people unlimited clients, unlimited tags, unlimited designers. If you unleash that kind of innovation, then we found that that model actually is resonating really well with the challenges of this kind of very demanding economic time.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that you've probably witnessed is your company is becoming very well known in the manufacturing and processing space. But as we realize now that IT is getting more and more involved in the factory floor. So what are you doing to address getting your name better recognized at the IT level?
Well, That's an extremely good question, and I'm kind of glad you asked it, because I think Steve Heckman, our founder, would want me to address that, simply because while he comes out of 25 years of experience in the systems integration, sort of the plant floor side of the house, he has always been very committed to IT. And when he started getting involved in the development of inductive automation and the Ignition platform, he went, you know what exists out there is too restrictive, too complicated, and too expensive, and there's IT technologies that can help you. So he actually committed to IT, and we started, as he tells the story, our first customers came through the IT side of the house and went towards the plant floor, even though he was grounded in the plant floor. So you really saw an empowerment that came through IT, and if you talk to IT people, what do they have? They have certain languages. If you're talking SQL, if you're programming in Java, if you're dealing with Python, these are common technologies that are known to the IT. So while it may not be, I don't know, totally well known across the world as an IT-friendly software in the industrial space, I think it's becoming more known there. And what does happen is when people become aware of it in the IT world, they understand it because we're speaking their language. So while we've had discussions of this, maybe a gap, a barrier, a rift, whatever you'd say, between the plant floor and the IT department, I think this may be overstating it, but I do believe that Ignition can have a sort of an effect on helping to eliminate that and bring IT and the plant floor to a more unified working relationship.
Based on that, what do you see as some of the two biggest challenges that manufacturers and processes are facing coming forward in 2013?
Well, I'd say one challenge, clearly, I don't think it's just 2013, but it's certainly hitting us even harder now, is regulation compliance. I mean, that can be in a water, wastewater area, or manufacturing processes, or even discrete. You basically end up with a tremendous amount of regulation that you have to work with. And whatever tools you use, I would simply say using tools that allow you to be agile. Certainly we hope that we're bringing tools that add that agility, that flexibility, so that a person can take care of the regulatory compliance changes without losing the fundamental differentiators that make your manufacturing operation competitive. And that would bring me to the second one. I'd say the biggest one is the competitive landscape in the global marketplace. With the global marketplace, anybody's going for those customers. So you need to keep your competitive advantage. You need to have those things that allow your processes to be effective, fast-moving, and you need to be able to do that in a very short period of time. So regardless of the tool sets that people use, I believe that speed, agility, and no lag time, and information available from plant floor to the top part of the enterprise is going to be critical to address that competitive challenge.
And a final question. You have an unlimited licensing model structure. I know you're very, very committed to your customers. Do you feel that's going to be a sustainable business model that's going to really help you grow in the future?
Well, it's certainly a question that's been asked more than once since we actually started. And I would say that if you take a look at that, I go back and I look at how the model's evolved over the last years, and I look at it and I say that the surprise has been that when you unleash people and you take away the restrictions and you give them the unlimited licensing and licensed by the server model, they innovate more, they do more projects, they move faster, and it allows an integrator to have an effective business model to successfully serve and do projects with that end user. So what we have found to be the case is, and then Steve talks about this, is basically is a strong commitment to the user community, and we've seen this community develop and evolve. And I don't think that particular community, of which we're just a member of it, it's not like there's us and them, we ourselves are part of that community. And Steve's got 25 years plus in that industry. He's very committed. People say, is Steve going to sell out? I said, Steve's not going to sell out. If he was going to do that, he would have already done it for the money. What he is going to do is he's going to maintain the commitment that he's pretty much instilled in every one of us that's involved in inductive automation, that I sort of picked up near its inception when I got to know Steve and started working together. So as you see that community build and that community grows, I think what you're going to see is the commitment to that culture, the commitment to the community, the involvement of the community will be something that is that we're going to do and be responsive to our customers' needs and our customers' requirements for a good long time into the future. The models turned out to be very sustainable.
That's great, Don. I want to thank Don Pearson, Chief Strategy Officer for Inductive Automation. And this is Craig Resnick at the ARC Advisory Group at the ARC's 2013 Orlando Forum. Thanks and have a great day.